Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I'm your host GamerGuy33, and when we last left Lunk he was a little bit stuck because we forgot to get the boss key. Now we're going to go ahead and explore the dungeon until we can find it. So now we're going to sink down to the bottom of the temple again and see if we can figure out where this key is hiding once we get past these sea urchin rock things. Now, as you might recall, there are a couple rooms down here that we did not visit just because we were unable to proceed without the proper weaponry. Now that we have the long shot, it should be a lot easier to actually proceed through this section here. Plus, another thing you might notice is Lunk has a couple of keys still on him left. That should have been a hint that we weren't ready for the final boss yet anyway. But we seem to find this room. This is a new room, which hopefully the boss key is hiding somewhere around here. But first we need to get over to the other side of the water. The currents are too strong to do this alone. But now that we're at the other side, we're going to try and get up. Hopefully dodge this boulder in the process. And there you go. Trying to avoid the monster so we don't have to do some unnecessary fighting. They get to live today because we're in a rush. And we get to see a new enemy in this room. They are these manta ray creatures that are able to fly out of the water. Imagine like keys but in the water, about as annoying, but what's nice about them is they move a lot slower, which makes them very easy to pick off with the arrows. And we got a switch over here. Now, many of you who might have played The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time before might recall that there's a bombable wall right next to us that we are able to push a block onto the switch and continue to proceed through the dungeon. However, I forgot about this, but I figured out a shortcut in the process. What you can do is transfer over to your regular boots and just swim towards the water. It looks like you shouldn't be able to make it, but Lunk is actually able to reach on top of the ledge and just skip that whole part right there. So that shaved a couple seconds off our time. Of course, doing this path originally would have shaved even more seconds off our time, but we're just going to ignore that part. So we have a couple little monsters on the other side here. And I get to show off my bad marksmanship with the bow once again. But luckily we only need to get one shot off to make him run off the edge. But I decided to kill him anyway. Too many of his brothers lived in the other room, so might as well just deal with them. One thing I do like about the new 3DS version of Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time is they included a gyroscopic sensor inside the 3DS, so instead of having to manually aim, you have the option of twisting around the 3DS and having that aim for you. It makes it a lot easier just to quick scope and shoot down flying enemies or other enemies that require taking a shot at, which we happen to have right here. So let's go ahead and bust out our long shot and take out this gold scatola. And I don't know how that rock didn't fall on us, but I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. Alrighty, now that that little monster is taken care of, we're going to go ahead and swim up to the top and see what's hiding up here. Which I'm pretty sure many of us have been already able to guess will be the big key. But let's just see, just to be safe. And yeah, very decorative chest. We're probably dealing with a big key here. Alrighty folks, now that we have the boss key, we're able to continue through the dungeon and finally take on the final boss. So we're going to jump back into the water and come back the way we came. And I hear monster music, so that means that the clam monster respawned down here, and we're going to take a hit. But we have plenty of hearts, we have some fairies and stuff, so we don't really mind the damage. We're fine. You can take anything that they throw at us. And jump down. And I believe that the pathway brought us back in the way we came. Yeah, so we didn't have to swim across the water again. Very nice. So let's go ahead and hookshot back over. Drop back into the water. Need the iron boots on once again. That's another thing I like about the 3DS version. So much faster to swap between your items in your inventory. And we got the ball thing, but luckily it de-spiked itself. Retracted its spikes. I'm not sure how that process works with them. Basically it's not a threat. They just lay dormant there. So we gotta swim back up to the top here. If only Lunk could figure out how to swim upward faster, that'd be great. There we go. And one good thing is the water level was already set all the way to the top, so it makes it a lot faster to get back up here. I didn't need to play any more songs, change the water level at all. I was just ready to go. And really wish I had that gyroscopic sensor right now. I would be making these shots a lot easier if I just had it on me. Alright, so we have one last little obstacle before we get up to the top there. We have to get past these spikes. Unfortunately, it's not an easy task. Unless you happen to be me and make it in one shot. I can tell you that I've had a lot of difficulty with that ramp in the past. Usually get knocked down and don't do it properly or just get hit. And Navi likes to point out that the water here is not normal. There's something weird about it. Something I do appreciate about Ocarina of Time with their water level boss is there's a couple obvious choices you can have for a boss in a water dungeon. You could have like a shark, a giant barracuda, alligator, a lot of different options. But instead, what Ocarina of Time decided to go with, as you'll see here in a second, is the water itself is actually the enemy. Something is popping out of the water right behind Lunk. Is he going to notice? Is he going to see it? He seems kind of oblivious right now. Oh wait, there he goes. So what we're dealing with in this situation is an amoeba. Now I know what you're thinking. GamerGuy33, aren't amoebas microscopic? In which I respond to you, it's Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. They don't need to make sense with their enemies. They just have cool ideas and go through with them. So its most basic attack is it channels the water and focuses it in an area and tries to attack you with it. If you're within the water's reach, it'll grab you, strangle you a little bit, and then throw you down on the ground. Which can be dangerous because, as you might notice, there are spikes all along the room, so we can get hit very, very easily. And that's the problem with locking on with this guy. He moves around so much that having your hookshot aim at where he was isn't going to land on him. That's why a lot of times in this fight I actually just use my own joystick to aim, because it works a little bit better. And you kind of have to guess where he's going to be. Which I'm doing a horrible job of right now. And we ended up missing that tentacle entirely. But luckily for us, he has a little refractory period where he has to kind of relax himself, get himself back and compose so he can stick himself back into us. And wow, I did not mean for that much innuendo to work itself into that statement. In fact, I don't even think amoebas can mate, can they? Don't they reproduce through like mitosis or meiosis or one of those things where they split off into like different units and just like clone their ribosomes or whatever they're called? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know the words for these things. All I know is a monster's attacking us, and he's much bigger than he should be. So we managed to get another hit off on the core. This fight honestly takes a while just because it's kind of difficult to lock onto the core with how much it moves. And situations like that happen where you get him and he just jumps right back into the water, and his secondary tentacle is coming at us, so we need to get out of the way real quick. And I accidentally keep hitting the button for arrows. I don't know why I keep doing that, because I'm pretty sure arrows don't do any damage to it. Speaking of more science, I'm not sure if arrows would be very effective in the water, because the water would slow it down a lot. And here I show off what happens when you get caught. So you get strangled a little bit, rocked around, and thrown off into the wall, and we were about a foot away from hitting those spikes, so good thing that the water decided to have a little bit of mercy on us. Actually, realistically, would you call this water? Wouldn't it be like cytoplasm or whatever lives inside amoebas or cells? I'm not really sure, but either way, we do not want to go in it. It probably doesn't taste very good. It doesn't look very tasty, and also the water wants to kill us, so that's another big part of that too. Got two tentacles right next to each other. Ooh, and we are, I don't know how many inches that was, but we were pretty dang close to getting hit again. We got very lucky in that situation. And he's spiraling up some more tentacles for us, so we need to move out of the way. I've seen a couple people do speedruns of this. Basically, the technique you're supposed to do is hookshot the core into one of the corners, back it into the corner so you're like blocking its exit back into the water, and then just wail into it repeatedly, because it actually has a small invincibility window, but you can, it's only like half a second, so if you're blocking its way into the water, you can sit there and keep hitting it for more damage. Unfortunately, I am not good enough to pull off this technique. I started practicing it more after this video. It is a little bit difficult to do, but you can get it down. But in the end, we don't need it. We're able to beat the boss without it. So the core is destroyed. The watery juice of the amoeba gets absorbed into the ceiling. And it looks like we have beat the encounter. Kind of a little neat effect there. I'm not sure why the water had to go up to the ceiling, but the water droplet coming down and making the portal spawn was pretty sick. Maybe it represents the life cycle. Or not the life cycle, the water cycle, which is involved in the life cycle, but you know how rain evaporates, goes into the sky, and rains down again. The cycle is complete. I'm pretty sure giant rupees aren't a part of the water cycle, though. Well, they could be. I mean, it could be a giant ice cube. Maybe it's not a rupee. Maybe it's a giant blue ice cube that can fly. And it looks like Princess Ruto is back. Ruto, where did you go? I'm a little confused on where you disappeared to, because I saw you swim up earlier in the dungeon and I followed after you. And you weren't there afterwards. And now you're here. No, I don't want your love. I want an explanation. How did you do that? Are you a ninja? Are you a ninja like Sheik is a ninja? Because you should put on clothes or a mask or something like that. Well, I'm not really two-timing you with Zelda. I mean, realistically, I'm not with anyone. I haven't said I'm with anyone, but that's mainly because I don't speak. I'm a mute. Justice and peace. Like, I could agree with Justice. Seemed like a good guy, but I've slaughtered millions and millions of creatures that might just be mind-controlled under Ganon, so peace, I'm not really sure about that. But you know what? We get another medallion. We get the water medallion and Lunk's creepy stare into the abyss again. Yeah, I think I can handle that. I don't know the next time I'm going to see him, though, so I can't make any promises, but I'm sure I can help you out there. So with us destroying the monster, water returns to the lake. The ecosystem can return back to normal. Hyrule can have a water supply again. That's good. I imagine everyone must be pretty thirsty. Yes, we did. We did a good job. Oh, by the way, Rito says thanks for saving her. Wait. Oh, actually, you can't hear me, can you? Because I'm not in the game. I'm just commenting from the outside. Lunk is supposed to do that. Lunk, tell her Rito said thanks. You know Sheik's gonna disappear in 2 seconds. You better say it. Hurry, buddy. Hurry, buddy. Nope. Well, she's gone forever. Well, not really. She's right there in the corner. But Lunk can't figure out how to look up. Oh. Oh, the sun's over there. Wait a second. I played Super Mario Bros. 3. I know what happens with the sun. It'll attack you and try and hurt you. Well, you know what? I'm not going to stand for that. I am the hero of time. We're going to solve this issue right now. Take the sun. Wait. Wait, did my arrow not connect? Or what? There's a red ball around my arrow. Well, we're just going to have to check that out next time. Thanks for following, folks, and I'll see you next time.